Anderson, and welcome to Ask a Guitar Teacher, where I answer your questions about playing the guitar. Hit the subscribe button before we get started, and let's just dive right in. Not too long ago, I asked my viewers, what is it that you want to ask me? And they had some really great questions. I'm going to address them in this video. And if you subscribe, then you'll hear about the next time I have this series, and you can ask your own questions. These questions are the types of questions that I've gotten throughout my years of teaching. So chances are pretty good that the person who asked this particular question is not the only one who wants to know the answer. So let's get started. The Jam Hot wants to know, well, how to find the best pick for me. That's largely a personal preference. So what you want to do is buy a selection of picks, different thicknesses, different brands, and try them all out. See which ones you like. They come in thin, medium, heavy, and extra heavy. I like the medium gauge. Medium thickness rather, because I feel like I can strum with it, and I can also play lead with it. Some people like extra heavy or heavy if they're playing single notes. Some people prefer more flexible picks if they're strumming because they like that it has more give. Some people like picks with a little bit of a grip on one side, like the kind that I use. Nylon picks are a little more flexible than celluloid picks, so it's a matter of preference. See what you like and get that. Rajim Basak wants to know, how do I choose a good guitar for me? Go to a brick and mortar music store and play a bunch of guitars. Find the guitar that feels good to you, the guitar that sounds good to you, and the guitar that's in your budget. I bought this guitar years ago, I think because John Denver played a guild. I'm not really sure. I also knew a couple of other players who played guilds, and when I picked it up, I played it and it was like, that sound is it for me. The size is pretty good. It fits me pretty good, although it is a larger guitar. This may not be right for you. If you're a smaller person, you may want to buy a 3/4 size guitar. You may want to buy a travel guitar. It depends. Again, try them out and see which ones you like best. If you're a rocker, you want an electric guitar. If you play all kinds of music, you want an acoustic guitar. Willie Nelson plays a nylon string guitar, which oftentimes is used for folk or maybe jazz, and he plays everything on it. So personal preference. That's how you choose a guitar. You can also talk to your friends and see what they enjoy playing. If somebody's playing a guitar and you really like how it sounds, ask them if you can play it and see how that feels. If you're looking for a beginner guitar, if you're not sure, stick to known brands, and there's a ton of them out there. And know that you don't have to spend a whole lot of money. I know that in the US and Canada, you can get a decent beginner guitar for just a couple $100s. And sometimes they'll throw in picks or maybe strings, a little extra for a case, and you're good to go. Another question I got was from Sandra Brinker. She wants suggestions for warm-up, especially for arthritic hands. And this sort of ties into what Bill DeMoyes asked, and he wanted to know some warm-up exercises. So I'll address warm-up exercises. One of the things that I really like to do when I warm up, first of all, this is important, start with warm hands. I live in a cold climate. I'm in Canada. And if my hands are really cold and stiff, I'm not going to be a good guitar player. I could do some damage to my hands. So I warm them up first. And y'all know how to warm up your hands. So employ some of those methods. It's especially important, I think, for people with arthritis. I can't even say that word. I have a little bit of arthritis in my knuckles too. And I know that unless my hands are pretty warm, a great way to warm them up is to stick them in warm water. I like that. I know they make those little machines where you can coat your hands in wax and all sorts of stuff. So make sure your hands are warm first. Then the thing that I like to do is to play a song I really enjoy playing. I choose a song that isn't too challenging, usually something with open chords. Busted flat in Baton Rouge, headed for a train, feeling nearly faded as my jeans. I love me and Bobby McGee. key. So that's a good one for me to start off with. If you're a rank beginner and you're not comfortable with playing a song, just choose some chords and play those back and forth. Choose the chords that aren't quite as demanding on your hands, and that will feel pretty good to warm up. An exercise that is good for warm-ups is a spider. And the way you do that is you want to put your index finger on the top string 1st fret, then your next finger goes on the 2nd fret, your next finger goes on the 3rd fret, and your 4th finger goes on the 4th fret. So you can see I'm having a little trouble making that reach. There we go. My hands probably aren't as warm as they should be. If you want to do this exercise, it's okay to lift up your fingers as you go. That's still a good stretch. And then go to the next string. Work your way down. So you may have noticed that my pick was going down and up. It's really important to warm up your strumming hand too. Once you do all those strings, you can start at the 5th fret and do the same thing. Just work your way up. Okay? So that's a really good exercise to start with. So make sure your hands are warm to begin with. Play a favorite song. Do the spider. Those are all really great warm-ups. Sandra Brinker also asked about picking patterns. I have a video where I talk about 2 picking patterns that work for almost any song, and I'll briefly go over those here. So it's bass, 3, 2, 1. So those are the string numbers I'm calling out. I'm on a G chord, bass, 3, 2, 1. This works really great for anything in 4/4. And if you want to know the details of playing this picking pattern, go to my video, 2 picking patterns that work for almost any song. I'll put a link below this video. This works really great for leaving on a jet plane. All my bags are packed, I'm ready to go, I'm standing here outside your door. The other pattern I like to use a whole lot, and this one is good for 3/4 time, and I'll demonstrate on an A minor, is bass, 3, 2, 1, 2, 3. So that's waltz time. That works really great for this one. There is a house in New Orleans they call the Rising Sun. I teach that song in a different key, but I'll put a link to that underneath here so you can learn that one too. Swapnil Sagar, and I apologize if I'm mispronouncing your name, wanted to know some chord progressions and strums. One really great chord progression is G, E minor, C, and D. Happens in a lot of songs. So again, G, E minor, C, and D. A great strum pattern to go along with that is down, down, up, down, down, up. So I'm going to do one measure of each one of those chords. Ready, and G, E minor, C, D, G, E minor, C, D. That's also a great warm-up. So if you want to do that progression to warm up, try that. So there you go. I've answered several questions by my viewers and maybe answered some questions that you had too. Go to jamieanderson.com if you'd like to know more about Skype lessons. I do have a long waiting list, so you have to be patient. Sorry about that. While you're there, look around. I'm a singer-songwriter and I've got lots of original music. Thanks, everybody.